Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello. Welcome to the Monday KVJ After the Show podcast.
Yeah.
We got the bird back in studio with us today.
Shit, yes.
Bird is
baby.
back.
Yeah, he is.
No taste buds, no smell, but we'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that crap you gave me earlier today, can't taste it. There's no aftertaste. And you gave me some aquatic bullshit.
I did. I mean, when I gave you those oysters, I thought the texture would give it away, but it's just weird, man.
I fucking hate oysters.
They're disgusting.
You said the wasabi that she gave you, though, is you're kind of feeling that in your bod?
That just hurts my heart. I think I have an ulcer, and I think anything hot goes right to that immediately. It don't fuck around. It goes right to the ulcer.
Okay. Yeah, it goes right at it.
Self-diagnosed, of course. I have no idea if I have an ulcer or not.
How do you know? Do you go in and they
That's a good question.
how do they find an ulcer?
They probably got to take pictures of your tummy, I'd imagine.
Do they
gotta
put a
be a
camera
way.
up your ass?
I don't think it goes up the ass.
Please. If they do put a camera up your ass, can I film them filming your ass?
I think regardless, a camera's going up my ass eventually. It's happening.
TV camera?
TV camera. Local news.
like the big one.
Yes. Wide lens.
Have you had the camera up your butt yet?
No, not medically.
But it's on deck for you though. You're I think isn't there an age where everyone's got to go underneath the camera?
Yeah, I think they've restated that they'd like you to start doing it 40 to 45, somewhere around there, at least by 50 without a doubt. But I think they lowered that by 5 years here recently. So yeah, I gotta get on that. I get fisted once a year, but
Do women go to the butt doctor a lot to get just basic checkups, or is that a completely different thing? You don't go to the ass doctor once a year for a checkup, do you?
Well, when you go to the gynecologist for your little pap smear party, she also gives you a finger in the butt.
So we're doing all the holes
and
at the gyno.
checks. I don't know. I don't know what she can feel with. She just does this once around on the inside.
Swirl.
But she's got a glove, so I don't know what she's looking for. I don't know.
she takes a lap.
I need to ask. I should probably be more inquisitive.
Yeah.
But it's so awful and awkward that
I mean, Angie says that you catch a finger during the annual.
yeah.
I guess, and all the holes. Wow.
Yeah.
I learned a lot today.
Hopefully it's not the same finger that you get in your vagina that goes in your butt.
I don't think I'm supposed to do that.
No, it's not clean.
Shelby sent an email, said that, I was scrolling along TikTok, and there was a video on regaining taste and smell after COVID that might help Jay Bird. There was this girl's grandmother that previously lost her taste and smell due to chemo for leukemia, and her doctor put her on a supplement called alpha lipoic acid to help regain her senses. So when the granddaughter lost her taste and smell from COVID, she decided to try it out and claims that it worked wonders for her. I did some research on it since TikTok is obviously not the most reliable source, and it may be worth looking into for Bird and the Mexican Queen if they haven't already tried it.
They have not.
Yeah, I really don't care about the smelling as much as the tasting.
Okay.
I'm a person who loves food more than your average person,
Sure.
so I get enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
You take it away, what's it for?
What is it for? At that point, you're eating oysters and you don't even know.
I ordered so much fucking pizza this weekend.
Yeah,
hoping.
Still going for it, huh? Just hope maybe it would come back and that would do it. Like there would just be such a love and a greeting of such a delicious food, and your taste buds would be like, of course I recognize you.
Yeah, I thought just maybe it would kickstart just
Like if you had amnesia, if you saw
Yes.
your mom would trigger your memory and be like, Mom, it's you. Okay, now I remember.
That's exactly what I thought was my thinking, that it was going to maybe kickstart it. Just the idea of the excitement of the pizza on the way.
Interesting rationale. I get it.
Yeah.
Didn't happen though, huh?
What's weird is the weird smells I get out of the blue or the cravings. I was telling you last week I wanted a 7-Eleven hot dog, but I hate 7-Eleven hot dogs. I think they're disgusting.
But all of a sudden, you just wanted one.
Yes.
Has COVID changed you?
It just gave me some urges that I didn't know I had.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
tough. Well, I noticed that a lot of people were saying things that they maybe have changed how they taste and what they enjoy and things that they used to love that just doesn't taste right. They don't like the taste of it anymore. So people are thinking, wouldn't it be crazy if Bird's sense of taste came back and now all of a sudden he'd love things that he never liked before and he doesn't like things that he did? Imagine if everything changed for you. Anything you loved, you now hate. Everything you hated, you now love. Imagine if Jaybird only could eat seafood.
If legit pizza changed for me and it tasted, I don't know, like a big crap burger, I would go into a depression. That I would maybe even a severe depression. Is that too much?
Well, you're a man who just has put so much into pizza in his life. You have a pizza tattoo. You love pizza.
I do.
It'd be very interesting.
Fuck, man, what a dilemma.
Well, because you got all the pizza garb. I mean, imagine if you just
I know, and I know I said I was going to do it, and I really am going to do it, but I did. There's many reasons why it hasn't been done yet. I promise it is. I am changing my name legally to Pizza Pennington, Jason Pizza Pennington. I think we decided Jason Pizza Lee Pennington, but I couldn't do all. I had to get this tax thing taken care of first, and the whole house situation.
I mean, should you wait to make sure that you still love pizza after you get your taste
I always
buds
love
back?
pizza.
Yeah, even if it doesn't taste good to you?
My taste buds are going to come back.
We
It's
hope.
it's not changing my pizza love.
Your name might need to be Jason 7-Eleven Hot Dog Pennington.
Doesn't have the right ring.
It's long to say.
Wow, what if his taste buds came back and he loved the taste of crawfish?
Oh my gosh, it'd be so much fun.
That might be the shittiest food on the planet. Is crawfish.
Imagine that. Like, that's what you just love now, and then you want to change your name to Crawdaddy.
It's the part, I think that with the crawfish, the thing that's the most offensive is when people just brazenly suck out the brains in front of you. And then
Like
they
Virginia.
eat it. Yeah, it's a dick move.
That's the best part.
Oh.
Hot, juicy crawfish brains are the best part of the crawfish.
It's the craziest thing. I must have asked 100 people at the Crawfish Festival if they liked crawfish, and I swear to 85 of those motherfuckers did not like crawfish.
No, that's not
telling
true.
you, dog.
How did we go through 1,100 pounds of crawfish then?
Because the ones that
Stop
love it.
spreading fake lies about my
I'm not.
crawfish festival.
There are people. No, your festival was amazing. It was a great time. It's really not about an attack on the festival. It's more of an attack of the crawfish. I don't think it's as popular as you like to.
1,100 pounds.
He's not attacking the festival, but it is called the Crawfish Festival.
We sold 1,100 pounds of crawfish.
Dog, I'm telling you, the chat room's got my back. A lot of the chat room was at that crawfish festival.
Well, they're not welcome back.
Okay.
If y'all are gonna dog crawfish, stay your ass at home.
You like crawfish, Kev, or you just say that to Virginia because you're afraid she's gonna yell at you?
It's too much work for me, but I do enjoy it. I mean, I like it. And so, sparingly, I enjoy it for the novelty of it. But yeah, I'd like a little bit more meat for a little less work. And that's just my overall take. And it's messy, too. I'm so neat.
It's a messy food.
Kevin is a prissy eater.
I am prissy everything. So, that's why it's a little bit of a struggle for me. But I do enjoy it, especially when you go to New Orleans. Oh, my gosh. You park the diet back home and you go crazy. I eat stuff I wouldn't ever eat when I go to New Orleans.
Crawfish ain't that bad for you, though, is it?
No, crawfish not bad at all. No.
I
That
feel
aquatic stuff's good.
You could
You're
eat a
fine.
ton of that and not.
You'd be all right, yeah. You could have a skinny cage in that way.
Yeah. You could eat a lot of lentil soup and not gain weight. Lentil soup is very good for you.
Is it really?
It's very good.
I haven't
It's
really
one of
looked
those
into it.
superpower.
Is it really?
It's gonna.
Superfood?
It is.
It is,
The
okay.
lentil soup. I don't know why I'm drawn to the lentil.
Okay.
I'll shut the fuck about lentil.
It's weird. That's the bean you picked.
It
the,
is
the
weird.
legume.
Yeah.
But when I was dying,
Yeah.
it's on every list of how to bring back lower your cholesterol, your heart rate, all that
Really?
shit.
Okay.
It's one of the ones that they
Oh,
always.
that's great.
Yeah.
I have to look into that. Sounds lovely.
You guys don't do lentil.
I mean, I will. I don't seek it out.
No one seeks
It's kind
out
of
lentil.
a boring dish.
What bean would you suggest?
I mean, I'm from Louisiana. We do red beans, kidney beans. But I cook them down with like all kinds of pork and bacon and
Crustacean jizz.
No, I don't put any seafood in my red beans.
They make everything so tasty in New Orleans.
They do.
Yeah. It's not real healthy.
You're a
it's
salty
good.
community.
We are.
Yeah.
We've got layers of flavor.
Got an email. It's very nice from Kelly. She said, so grateful I found the show when I moved to Florida 5 years ago. And I never imagined that you three would carry me through a lot of sadness. In 2019, I moved to a completely different state where I felt isolated and depressed. But I listened to you guys every single morning, and I got back to Florida to start my day
Yay.
with you guys. But recently, she just found out that her mother had died of cancer. And with the COVID travel restrictions in Asia, I wasn't able to see her for about 2 years during her treatments.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, and she was talking about, it took me days to get in contact with anybody from the embassy to even get the application to go. And I had to fly out of my closest embassy jurisdiction, which for us is Atlanta. And then when she got there, I flew 18 hours plus, 2-hour layover, and then had to sit in a holding cell at the airport because apparently I need to take one more COVID test.
Oh, my.
And get these results before I can be let out. So just, what a to-do it is to travel. So, but very nice email. Thank you very much. So I just want to say thank you for doing what you're doing. So, Kelly, best to you. Sorry for your loss. And she said, Jay-Bird, I relate to you now more than ever because you truly don't know how it feels to lose a mother until it happens. So
Changes your life. If you love your mother, it changes your life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're thinking about you, Kelly, and sending you hugs.
Yeah. Virginia had an interesting thing happen with her, reunited with an old friend that they had split ways, not by Virginia's choice, but by his last week. And just kind of out of the blue, your friend reached out to you, Virginia, brought you some goodies, and you guys were texting each other. And it looks like the relationship is repairing itself after a good time apart from one another.
Who is this clown?
12 years. Okay, so, when you have a friend, that's a couple, and they break up, sometimes you take one or the other. But I didn't want to be that way because I had this couple friend that broke up, and I wanted to stay friends with both of them. But the one friend just wasn't having it and said that, if you want to be friends with my ex, I don't want to be friends with you.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
You do. Well, anyway, so the person who didn't want to be friends with me kind of came back into my life and was texting me and wanted to come bring me some treats. We made dinner date plans to go out.
How's the other person going to take this?
I don't know. I think they'll be okay with
They
it.
should at this
because the
point.
other one didn't really ever care. So I'm just very excited.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd stance to take, and it's unfortunate because I'm wondering, how many friends or whatever he had to isolate if he really stood by that.
There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry David, his character, gets a divorce with his wife, and I'm staying with you, man. We're not going to stick with Cheryl. We're staying with you. And then he finds out everyone goes with Cheryl. But that does happen where there's factions broken off, and some people, they don't want the drama either. They know that if you're friends with the one person, one of the people might be a little bit of a fuckface.
I just loved both of them, so it was just kind of heartbreaking that I wasn't friends with one anymore. That now I guess it's coming back around full circle.
Okay. So when you let the other person know that, they had put the barrier up saying if you're friends with them, will you go sooner or later to them to let them know, and how would you bring it up? Because are you worried that if you didn't say anything and fast and they found out that you were talking to their ex that had made such a public stance about you, that they'd be like going, well, I'm kind of hurt you didn't say anything. So will you be proactive and go tell your friend saying, hey, your ex who had told me that if I was friends with you wouldn't be friends with me, we're now talking again?
I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but I will mention it because I would hate for anybody to just see something on social media and be like, oh.
Yeah, you guys are hanging out. And
they
you
didn't
seem
tell
all
me.
chummy.
Yucking it up.
Right.
Talking shit about the other one.
Which I would never do.
Just kidding.
I love both of them. So, yeah, we're going to do dinner on a couple weeks from now on a Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you guys have any friends that are couples that always fight in front of you? That it makes it uncomfortable for everybody involved. And
I have.
9 out of 10 times, no matter what, you could be playing cards, you could go to the beach, it somehow turns into, oh fuck, this is gonna be awkward. Don't they know that they're making it uncomfortable for everybody involved?
I've had friends like that, and then they ended up breaking up and not being together.
Yeah.
I would be mortified. I'd be calling everybody in the group, I'm so sorry, you guys had to see that, holy shit. But it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, we did. And then, we kind of started pulling back and stopped hanging out with them so much. And I think they even asked, and I think I said, dude, you guys fight a lot
Yeah.
in front of us, and you make me feel really awkward. And so, it just, we're not going to hang out.
Well, it's that kind of awkward where you're at a Duffy's or something. There's 10 people there, and then they have a public fight in front of everybody. Everyone just kind of quietly eating their food as they oh my gosh.
Everybody can have a bad night.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if this is their pattern, if this is what they do, then yeah, I'm not going to. Look, time is precious, and I don't want to waste it eating with you and watching you guys fight and feeling uncomfortable.
There's nothing worse than just hearing a bunch of plates just and no one talking because everyone's so uncomfortable.
Earlier we were doing the call 'em outs, and we had that one wife that was calling out her husband that he was supposed to take the day off and help her a little bit with, all the stuff she's dealing with the kids back to school, and instead he went and got really hammered yesterday, and he's on the couch with a big old hangover. And this one text came in and said, yeah, I had flat out said on what Virginia had said today about, maybe not giving him any slack. And this person said that I flat out said today to my man, will you please do the breakfast dishes? And this is her fiance. And I had done a full load of leftover dishes before cooking breakfast, and I had to go to work. And I came home at 8 p.m. and the dishes weren't done. And I went off a little bit. And they wanted to call themselves out for being a bitch to my fiance for not having done the dishes. It's just dishes, and I should not have been so upset. So she, I guess, wants to call herself out. Now, I don't know how badly you went off on him.
You lip dick motherfucker.
Yeah, right. So I'm not sure to what level, but, at the same time, there does have to be some courtesy there, and he should. I mean, I think you should say, hey, look, I thought you would be able to do this little thing for me. And it was important to me that you do that. It's not such a major thing I'm asking you to do. And, if you're in a relationship and you care about the person you're in a relationship with, things that are important to them should be kind of important to you. And if her being able to say this gesture of, hey, would you do the dishes? And then knowing that when she comes home at 8 at that night after working that they're going to be done and she doesn't have to then do them, I don't know that you need to apologize too much for yourself.
Gosh, I am so happy I am not in a feud about fucking dishes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's got to be a respect thing if you're in a relationship.
Well, it's not about the dishes. It's about them blowing off something that's important to you. It's really not about the dishes.
It's not. And, I don't know that yelling at somebody is the right way to handle it. But unfortunately, sometimes, you ever know those people that you can't get their attention unless you yell at them?
Yes.
And it's tough to have to, and that's exhausting. And that's a relationship nobody wants to be in. You should be able to say, hey, look, I asked you to do this. You said you would. You didn't. It was a crushing blow when I came home and those dishes were still there because I still had to do them and I was already tired. And you're just not reliable to me. And that's just tough to be in a relationship with somebody that, one, you don't think they care about you enough to do dishes, and two, you can't be reliable.
I'm over here smiling, single, eating shit off my paper plate.
Yeah, you don't have dishes when you use Chinette.
Yeah. It might get to a point, maybe that's what you do. Instead of saying, just, put a smile on your face, take all the other dishes, go lock them up somewhere, and just put paper plates out.
Because there's a balance, too, of the person that's also way too over the top organized as well, where it's like you're running a fucking museum. It's all balance, baby. Everyone's gotta be cool with one another. You do the dishes, you try. Sometimes the dishes get done, sometimes they don't. Don't be a prick.
It's tough, yeah, because I'm on that other side of that. I am set to a point where if I had a place, it would be surgically clean.
Yeah.
And everything would be so organized, and so everybody else in my family's not set that way, so it triggers the OCD a good bit. And you just got to take deep breaths and be like, look, okay, I can control what I can control. I have a 3x3 area of the house that's kind of mine. That
Sweet,
I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, this is my little
3
nook.
inches by 3 inches.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Enough for one glass of vodka.
Yes, that's it.
But it's a tall glass.
It's
real
very tall. It's wide. Yes.
Hey, but those are the best 3 by 3 inches on the planet for you.
It
That's your
is.
little slice of heaven.
So I just kind of ask. I'm like, hey, just give me this space. This is what I need. Somebody with the call him out earlier that we didn't get to. Somebody's calling out Jaybird for not knowing about chocolate soda and it being around forever. Do the research, Bird.
They don't sell it nowadays. Someone said they sell it at Publix. I've never seen chocolate soda at Publix. Never.
What the fuck is Yoo-hoo?
Yoo-hoo, I don't consider that soda, though. To me, that tastes... It tastes, I know you don't consider it chocolate milk, and I know it's not milk, and I get it, but I don't consider that a soda. It's not carbonated. It's more like chocolate milk to me.
Yoo-hoo's not carbonated?
It doesn't taste carbonated to me. I know you can open up you hear it kind of go, but it doesn't taste like a soda. You know how soda's got you taste the Sprite, it tastes like carbonation.
Dances on your tongue.
It dances on your tongue. Yoo-hoo just tastes like a low-budget chocolate milk.
Gotcha.
I love Yoo-hoo. Oh, do I love Yoo-hoo, Fat Kevin? That might be the quickest drink that goes down my pie hole. It goes down so quick.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I don't know necessarily about the U, but chocolate milk, I love. I mean, if there was, throw another thing in there that Fat Kev would love. But my son Cannon, he is like a chocolate milkaholic.
It's so good.
He knocks down so much chocolate milk in a day.
Yeah, I used to eat a double bear claw with my Yoo-hoo, and I was wondering why I was getting fat.
Double bear claw.
Double bear claw.
When one claw is not enough.
No.
The gas stations, they sell these cheesecakes too. It's like a bear claw cheesecake, and it's flaky, and it's got all the fixings inside of it, and it's pretty bountiful, very big, and it pairs so nice with a Yoo-hoo.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna fuck up some shit today. Can't taste it. I'm gonna fuck it up.
Gosh, that is some crazy stuff. How long before Burr gets it back?
They're saying it's chocolate drink. Is that Yoo-hoo they're saying that, or is it that chocolate soda? Because if there's a chocolate soda in the store right now, I would like to try it.
Yeah, I don't know of it. I haven't seen it. Maybe it has been around. Maybe some off brands do chocolate soda. I don't know of it. So.
Yeah, chat room, you know of this chocolate soda this fucker's calling me out on?
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody was trying to call you out earlier saying that it had been around, chocolate soda.
I mean, how come he's a fucker? You're the one that doesn't know about chocolate soda. You're the fucker.
Well, I'm on the defense. I got to turn it around on them.
Well, and it might be too. Maybe it's a regional thing. You may have grown up in an area that has chocolate soda, but it wasn't. I haven't seen it in South Florida. Have you seen any chocolate soda around here, Virginia?
I have not seen it ever.
I've never
I thought
seen
Yoo-hoo was chocolate soda.
I've never seen a chocolate soda. And I am a guy who loves soda. I've done the work. And for me to be so in the dark of chocolate soda.
I would imagine it's a regional thing then. Probably different parts of the country might have it. Somebody said there's Camfield's chocolate fudge soda.
Oh, just adding that fudge on there takes it to the next level.
Chocolate fudge soda.
I can tell I'm going to go on a fudge run soon. Fudge is popping up too much in my life right now.
Mm-hmm. I love fudge. You love fudge.
I do love me a
fudge
good
is
fudge.
Amazing. Fudge is amazing.
But you can't go nuts on fudge until you can taste, right?
I actually love nuts in fudge.
I love nuts and I love marshmallows and fudge. And you're right, but if I had a tin of fudge right now, I'd be
Good
fucking up
Lord.
some fudge.
You'd fudge it up.
I'd fudge it
Fat
up.
Kev, man, he would jump right in.
Yeah, I'd love to have them. Taste buds or no taste buds,
One
I'd love to
tin
have
would
them.
not do, though.
Fat Kevin would take your tin while you weren't looking.
Yeah.
That one lady that works at the fairgrounds who we have a weird relationship, but she's always making the fudge on the side. She makes a good fudge. I go 50 bones deep when I go to see her.
Tell me about this weird relationship you have.
I don't know. I don't think she likes me for some reason.
But you're buying fudge from her.
That's what I thought was weird. And
I'm
I'm
catching an attitude?
It's a bit of a fudge-tude that I just don't feel like.
She's got a fudgitude against one of her best customers. I mean, who else is going in and dropping $50 at least on fudge?
Let me know if I need to set this bitch straight.
Well, I try to talk.
odd.
I try to have some fudge-friendly conversation, and maybe 3 times now, I've asked Denny's because he's been with me. Go, that was a weird transaction, right? That wasn't warm. Because that was weird.
Huh?
But the best fudge in town. So you know.
Well, you think maybe it's possible that a fudge lady could be a little off?
I can tell you this fudge boy's a loft.
The fair fudge lady could be a bit off. Is that a possibility?
Love her fudge. And it also could be me, too. Sometimes I'm awkward around people. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I get it. You know, interesting thing here, and this does make sense. If you've gone into a place that has been cashless, a lot of places are kind of doing that now. In fact, I've seen stadiums and whatnot. I think Hard Rock Stadium is going to be that way.
Legoland was that way.
Yes.
Completely cashless at Legoland. The hotel, the restaurants, the theme park, everything.
And they say, in a sense, during this transitional period where people are really having to get used to an all-plastic society and digital transactions, that unfortunately kind of right now, falling through the cracks, people who get tips. Because when some people are told, oh, no cash exchanges, either some people are like, well, I don't have anything digital on me, or they just forget to tip or don't tip. You know, they say that apps like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, things like that, you know, will have the option to tip, but now fewer people are tipping, and it's kind of hurting some workers. And a time where they especially need it because they're coming out of a period where they maybe haven't worked and they're just getting back to it. So I thought that was kind of an interesting heads up as we do this. Make sure that you are adding your tips, because I think sometimes people just glaze over it. Maybe they even innocently forget to do it because they're not in the habit of doing it.
I never have cash. I'm always plastic. I always get my debit card. I rarely have it.
It's tricky because if you have kids like I do, I'll have cash and then all of a sudden stuff happens and they take it all.
Yeah. And they say, too, when customers are adding tips on their credit card, the money doesn't always go directly to the worker due to the processing fees.
That's annoying.
So some servers, they may not be getting the tips that you intended for them to get. How tough is that?
Is it insulting to offer a tip to somebody that typically doesn't get tips? For example, I got locked out of my house before, and the locksmith came, and it was $85 or whatever, and then I was going to give them an extra tip, like more money on top of that, because I thought that was the right thing to do, and they refused it and said no, and they kind of looked like they were insulted. I couldn't tell if they were 100% insulted, but it had that vibe of, dude, don't fucking try to tip me. What are you doing?
Really?
Yes. So I guess
that's odd, because if somebody came up and tipped me for doing a radio show, I'd be like, okay.
Thanks.
But
who would turn down extra money?
I have seen it before where some people feel a bit insulted that I don't know why, but that's why I'm asking the question. The guy came off like he was insulted.
Huh. I wonder what profession would be insulted by a tip.
I think so many people would be happy that you're tipping them. The small percentage of people that'll be offended, who cares?
Okay, you're a dentist and somebody tips you $25 because they loved your service. Are you offended as the dentist?
Well,
That's a great question.
I would still be flattered, right? Because they're trying to give me something extra because they felt that I went above and beyond. And I'd be like, okay, well, this is great. Let's, not that you take it, but you're at least flattered that they offered. And you're like, oh, well, thanks, but no.
We talked a lot about the gynosaurus, going to the gyno. She gives you a great pap, one of the best paps ever. Here's a 50 just for the extra work.
And here's a 20 because you got small hands.
Yeah. Is that insulting?
You don't want no gynecologist with big man hands.
Is the gynosaurus, are they offended with the tip?
Great question.
If you kind of insult their tiny hands and they're sensitive about that, maybe they got like baby hands, then maybe they're insulted with that. But other than that, I can't see why. Well, Jaybird and Denny's earlier on the show dropped on us their idea to maybe open up a side ring business. And what would be great is if you and Denny's did this side ring business and you guys open up a booth right next to the fudge lady at the fair.
I think we could finally bridge this gap.
Could you
this
imagine
weird relationship?
Jaybird eyeballing dirtily this fudge all day long?
Oh, my gosh.
It's just weird, this tug and pull relationship me and the fudge lady have.
He would not be able to focus on the rings if they put the rings next to the fudge.
Well, you lost me for a good 30 minutes today when you made this mac and cheese because it was hypnotic. I kept looking at it.
And you can't even taste.
No,
it sucks.
Crazy.
So,
I'm going to try some things out, though, today.
Jaybird, while he was cooped up with the COVID, apparently had a lot of creative ideas, not only the ring side hustle business, but also an idea that you have called driving therapy. Now tell me what exactly driving therapy is and how you do this.
Instead of going into an office to sit down and talk about your problems, I feel like a lot of people, me being one of them, I don't like going and sitting in waiting rooms in a cold office and they're taking your insurance. It's weird. Any kind of doctor, whether it's the dentist, the psychiatrist, the regular medical, the ER. So what if you, instead of going and sitting down on the couch, you did driving therapy? The therapist drives you around beautiful scenery and you talk about your issues for 45 minutes. They drop you off. Instead of sitting on a couch in an office somewhere, you're looking at nature maybe. Good idea, bad idea. Bird, go fuck yourself.
So it's kind of like an Uber driver, but they're your therapist.
But they would be licensed.
They just drive you around.
They'd be licensed as a therapist. They're all legit, but they're deliberately going to places during your therapy session where it's peaceful, aesthetically pleasing. I think that could work.
Yeah, I think it could be a little challenging in South Florida because I think most traffic is aggravating, and that might actually add to the stress.
You would have to have a whole thing kind of planned out, probably, like a trail.
It'd be expensive to insure because then you're,
right, and then
it's different kind of.
Do you have to pay for gas on top of the fee for
you're in the pylon?
The therapy, yeah. And is the therapist actually paying attention to you? And if they are kind of paying attention to you, are they paying attention to the road? And then you're like, okay, what are you paying attention to more, the road or me? Because you need to pay attention to both.
I don't know. I just think the idea of therapy with beautiful scenery.
You could do this. You could do this now for way cheaper than going with a therapist. Just do this to your Uber driver.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's been some drunk moments where I think I've unloaded a lot to the Uber driver.
Poor guy, he'll never pick you up again.
Back to the drawing board. We'll keep on
the ring idea might be more solid.
We'll keep on with the ring idea.
I think the ring idea is the winner there. So there you go. All right. Well, it's great to have the Bird back on a Monday. Thank you guys for being here with us as well. Have a great one. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.